Do you like the Knights Cavalry in Elden Ring? Oh, you do, hypothetical viewer. I do too, but would it surprise you that the concept of the Knights Cavalry was actually stolen from another game? Oh yes it is. It was taken from the black sheep of Fromsoft's catalog, Dark Souls 2. The Knights Cavalry is a redress of the omnipresent Pursuer boss from Dark Souls 2, but that's besides the point because this video is about the Knights Cavalry. The Knights Cavalry are a boss that only appear during the nighttime, hence the name. There are a total of 9 instances of the Knights Cavalry boss fight, with one of them being a duo fight. This boss and the number of encounters that it has is actually a reference to a certain book, but I won't spoil it, and if you know, comment it down below. I'll pin the comment of whoever gets it right first. The Knights Cavalry are a special fighting force that was founded and formerly led by Margit the Fell Omen, which is why after you defeat him at Stormvale, he tells you to cower in fear of the night. The Knights Cavalry roam the night looking to snuff out the lives of Tarnished who are great warriors, knights, and champions before they're able to challenge for the throne. As such, they're well equipped, and if you're able to defeat them, then you'll gain access to strong items like their weapons and various different ashes of war. With the background info out of the way, let's get to each encounter with the Knights Cavalry. The first Knights Cavalry encounter is located in Limgrave, and they roam around the bridge north of Lake Agheel. Here it is on the map. This Knights Cavalry awards 2400 runes and drops the Ash of War repeating thrust. This ash is great for applying status effects as it hits multiple times per usage. It's also just really funny to use on large weapons like the lance, which is also available in Limgrave. Our second encounter with the Knights Cavalry comes when we migrate south into the Weeping Peninsula, where we'll find them near the Morn Castle ramparts. Here's a location on the map. After defeating this Knights Cavalry, you'll receive 3400 runes and 2 neat goodies. First is the Ash of War Barricade Shield, which is essential for anyone planning on using the turtling strategy while attacking from behind the shield. But if shields aren't your thing, then we also receive our first real piece of Knight Rider equipment, which is the Knight Rider Flail, which is just a really solid dex weapon with bleed, so try it out if you're into that kind of thing. Now we can head back up north as we get into Liurnia. There are 2 Knights Cavalry encounters in Liurnia, one in the south and one in the north, on each side of the Liurnia Highway Bridge, found here and here on the map. The Southern Knights Cavalry rewards 5600 runes when defeated and gives you the Ash of War Ice Spear, which is a powerful Ash of War that can add range to any spear, twin blade, or halberd, such as our second piece of Knight Rider equipment, the Knight Rider Glaive, which is dropped by the Northern Knights Cavalry, along with the Ash of War Giant Hunt and another 5600 runes. Giant Hunt being an insane Ash of War that simply fucks up any medium-sized enemy and just sends them flying, and then you can use a critical on them while they're laying on the ground. Let's backtrack south into Limgrave and then we can go east into Caelid. If you follow along Caelid Highway, then you'll eventually encounter our Knights Cavalry near the turnoff towards Redmane Castle, right here on the map. After defeating them, you'll get another 5600 runes and the Ash of War Poison Moth Flight. It's a rather strange Ash of War that kind of functions like bleed in a weird way, but also synergizes really well with the Kindred of Rot Exaltation Talisman. North of the heart of Ionia is Dragonbarrow, which is where the dragons of Caelid made a nest after the Scarlet Rot was unleashed by the war between Melania, Blade of Mikola, and Star Scourge Radon. We also encounter the Knights Cavalry in Dragonbarrow, on a bridge south of the Bestial Sanctum and near Lene's Rise. Here it is on the map. This poor man is often the victim of bullying, as he's often tricked into committing sewer slide so that people can harvest his runes. Once he falls down into the chasm below, you'll receive 42,000 runes and the Ash of War Bloodhound Step. Bloodhound Step is a great Ash of War that can be applied to pretty much any weapon and allows for better mobility during a fight. We're now on the Altus Plateau, and the Knights Cavalry have home field advantage. Will that put the fight in their favor? Will it change the outcome? No, it won't. With the home team defeated, we get 10,000 runes and the Ash of War Shared Order, which is probably the worst drop from any of the Knights Cavalry in the game. It's not really that it's bad, it's just that it's worse than the other aura buffs in terms of damage, and its benefits are just really niche. Now, skilled gamers might have realized that Morgott, the Omen King, is dead, and the job of the Knights Cavalry was to try and prevent that. So, well, who cares? Let's just move on to our second to last boss. This Knights Cavalry is found in the Forbidden Lands that lie between the capital and the Grand Lift of Rold. It can be a bit of a tricky fight because of the environment, but it shouldn't be too hard for you by now. After slaying this Knights Cavalry, you'll be rewarded with 36,000 runes and the Ash of War Phantom Slash. If you've ever wanted to roleplay as Pontiff Sullivan in Elden Ring, then this Ash of War will deliver that fantasy to you. Finally, we've reached the last Knights Cavalry, which are protecting a caravan traveling across the Consecrated Snowfield. This is the duo fight that I mentioned before, and you'll have to defeat both of them before you get any of the rewards. In all, you get 84,000 runes, an ancient dragon smithing stone, and the final piece of the Knights Cavalry set, their armor. Their armor has to be one of the coolest looking sets in the game, but unfortunately it's a bit disappointing in relation to how far you have to go to get it. Other than that, we also get one of 13 possible ancient dragon smithing stones, so I mean, they're worth killing for at least that. Like I said before, comment if you got the reference of the 9 Knights Cavalry fights. And other than that, I just wanted to thank you for watching and ask you to subscribe if you wanted to see more.